Fellas, what's good? This week's a little different from, our usual. Today's actually Wednesday. It is a chest day, but, we'll be throwing a little bit of back and tries in there just because tomorrow I'm, probably not going to be able to make it to the gym. It's still up in the air, but it's seeming like I'm not. And I hate that because, I hate missing days, and I would just add another day, but I got some shit going on Saturday. So it's like, if I could have planned better, which I couldn't have realistically, I would have probably lifted Sunday. But either way, we're rolling with the punches this week. It's summer. What do you expect? Everything be changing on a dime. But either way, fellas, we're going to stay hustling, stay grinding, and stay focused. You know what I mean? What checks and the balances? You know what I mean? We got to keep those in check. Because, whenever I get checked, I got to balance it. And, this is my way of balancing it. But either way, we'll be going through with a whole chest workout. And it'll kind of be more like a Monday workout where we're hitting everything, and going crazy for the most part. But, so basically treat this Wednesday like a Monday. But, we did hit legs in our Monday lift. So for the most part, the rest of the week, and Friday should all be looking like, the usual. And I know last video was a little off week too. My apology. When you do it every day consistently, you're gonna have your weeks where you have a little dips. And I wouldn't say last video was a slouch, but I would definitely say it didn't pan out like I wanted to. But we still put up 315. And we still attempted 405. We got it moving a little bit. You know what I mean? But we got to get past that barrier where it's your back, and your legs, transition right there. I feel like that's my biggest part for the 405 deadlift. But either way, fellas, we're going to be getting after it today, and all upper body basically. So I'll catch you guys at the lift. Woo! Alrighty, fellas, so we got coming in here is our nice 225 bench press. We actually did start out with 135, warm up, but I wasn't gonna throw that in here. I just want to throw some 225 in here. You know what I mean? Some of the real weight. You know what I mean? But it felt good getting this up, just throwing it around a little bit. And starting to chase after a little bit more higher weight and stuff. I do set. I was just about to say, man, I just messed this edit up. But I forgot I did set it up just to get that extra rep, which is all right. You know what I mean? Just to push that extra rep, especially I didn't have a spotter with this. If you do have a spotter, honestly, I could have pushed probably 2 more reps. But either way, might as well be safer than sorry. Same thing is with this 225. Just pushing it up, getting it up there. One thing is too, now that back to focusing on bench and stuff like that. I will say, my form is a lot better than when I did hit 315. My weight ain't up there for it, but the thing is, when I hit 315, I did compensate a lot of form to hit it. So, working on proper form is a big part. I will say, right here is 245. And that moved like butter. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the right form, obviously I lay 20 pounds less than when I hit 315. So, a lot of the power behind me ain't there like it used to be. But at least doing it with the right form here, I feel great. 265 went up pretty light. After that, though, I didn't want to get too crazy because, like I said, I was doing this alone. So we just started repping out 155. But, going forward here, after we did our more powerlifting, benching, warm up, or start of the workout, not warm up, but we started going more into reps later on here, just like this 155. But I just wanted to show, I started off just wanted to hit, a little bit of strength training, and then roll into, reps. Honestly, for this one, I was just trying to push as many reps as I could after benching as heavy as I could. Let me come over here. We got our preacher curls, 777 ladder for 3 sets. Maximum burn when you do this 777. It really is insane. I will say, I wasn't doing the 7-7 for a while. I was just doing normal curls and even just straight bar curls. But to bring this back for the first time in a little while. It felt really good. You know, I definitely felt the muscle trickery, and you know, best believe we're on fire with our muscles. You know, so either way, we roll into our pec deck here, or flies, whatever you'd like to call them. 3 sets of 10. I forgot we did superset the preacher curls with the pec deck here, because these two machines are side by side. But you know, we do our 3 sets here, 10 sets, or 3 sets, 10 reps, with a 10-second hold at the end here, just like so. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute since I used this pec deck though at the gym, so you know, it feels a little bit different because like the range of motion ain't as big and wide out as the other one, I would say. But either way, then we got our machine incline chest press here, 3 sets of 10 with the hammer, the more hammer grip, I guess you can call it. You know, so it really does open the chest up a little bit more differently. But either way, with this one too, getting deep, making sure we're getting a big stretch on the chest. Then we got our tricep pull downs here, 3 sets of 10. You know, with the rope too, especially making sure we get down and then getting that flare at the beginning or down at the bottom to really open up the triceps. That's a big key thing about using the ropes that I do. I like to push that. You know what I mean? Let me come over here. We got our little intermission pump check, we can say. Looking good, looking great. Really can't go wrong with the physique as of recently. You know, we've been staying locked in on maintenance, staying really between 180 and 175 perfectly. Maybe going a little bit on the heavier side, but at the same time, that's all right. There's some days where I push a little bit leaner. In this, I was probably sitting about 177. You know, by the end of the week, I dip towards the end of the week just to, you know, gain it all back a little bit on the weekends, to say. But, you know, that's all right. You know, it's kind of just how even the cut was in the sense, you know. I kind of, you know, pushed the limits throughout the whole week just to, you know, recover on the weekends. So, you know, with that being, said, you know, we're keeping a good balance. You know, but everything here in a muscle sense is looking good, looking great. You know, gotta work on the tan a little bit though. We can't go wrong with trying to fix that up a little bit, you know. But for the most part, fellas, a lot of definition still in the core. Even though we are sitting, you know, so from 168 where we were sitting, you know, we're probably sitting about 70 or anywhere in a sense like 7 to 12 pounds probably more at a time than we were at our leanest, and we're still, you know, getting looks like as if we were our leanest, which is pretty insane. I will say, you know, still working on this pose, I will say, you know, in a sense. But, you know, everything's a little work in progress on the posing, I'll say. We definitely got the weightlifting down. It's just trying to show it up and show out, you know. Over here we got our mag grip, lat pull downs, 3 sets of 10. You know, like I said, little intermission pump check and then getting right back to it. Just like I love it. But for the most part here, fellas, I'm not going to lie. I was starting to really feel it because pushing this much volume was kicking my ass. And definitely was needed that intermission for the pump check, I will say. 3 sets of 10 though. Right here for our bicep curls. A little too light, I think that was, and I just dropped it down. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really use the cable for curls much, but you know, and plus too, with hitting preacher curls, you know, I guess I did do a little overkill on like the curling aspects for the biceps. But hey, you wanna know what? More volume, more money, more growth. Either way, we got our 3 sets here of 10 for our abductors. You know, really getting those engaged, as I feel like how we get this insane, you know, defined 6-pack through and through. Like, because my adductors literally wrap around and hug my 6-pack, I like to say. You know, by doing this one, it's been a minute since I've done it, and I just bring it back not too long ago. Definitely recommend it. Bicep hammer curls here, 3 sets, 10 and 10 each arm. You know, can't really go wrong with that. But, you know, usually I like to sit But, you know, I was supersetting a lot of these. Like, those first 2 sets were supersetted. After the intermission, these 2 past sets were just supersetted. I forgot to even say that. A lot of these were all supersetted, I forgot to say. But either way, then we come over here. We got our traps getting hit now. 3 sets of 10 with the overhead press. You know, like I said, a lot of this stuff was supersetted, but this was not supersetted, and my bench press was not supersetted as well. The reason why I didn't superset those because I wanted all my stuff to go into those for power and strength. Just a little check up here at the end. But you know, rolling good, looking great. Definitely feeling defeated though by here, and I'll catch you guys at the truck. Fellas! Hell yeah! What a hard-ass lift. I'm not even gonna lie. That was an ass whooping. But like I said, we combined today. But I also went above and beyond. You know, I usually do no more than 8 sets in a workout. You know, typically a 7 for, you know, upper body. Either any day, honestly, for upper body. But at least for legs, it's a little different. But, you know, that's a different story. But either way, you know, we did 10 sets of workouts. Hey, you know what I mean? Can't go wrong with that. Like I said, we got to hit everything. And, you know, like I said, it's checks and balances. So, you know, if you can't get one in, you got to get it for another. You know what I mean? So we definitely put that hard work in. We kept the intensity. You know, for the most part, we were just supersetting. Our first workout and our last workout were the only thing that wasn't supersetted. So, you know, that's pretty good. You know, that really tells you intensity was kept high. But I may have just got an email. By the way, fellas, I don't know if it's Apple. It was Apple, and if it was what I'm thinking it is, I did just order the Warrior Young LA tees. So, you know, best believe we're going to be wearing some of those. You know, maybe get some cool shots with those on. You know, I've never had any, like, Gymshark or anything like that. Always, you know, the typical Under Armour and whatever. So I'm going to try out, you know, the Young LA stuff. Shout out to them. You know, I'm not sponsored or anything, but, you know, just out of love, pure love, you know what I mean? I'm going to be checking out, you know, their tees here pretty soon. But either way, fellas, you know, I'm going to go home right now. Mom made some beef barbecue. So, you know, I don't know if it's ground beef or what it is. You know, best believe it was chefed up well, you know, mom's love. Either way, you know, I think it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? I love my beef now that I'm off the cut. You know what I mean? Because you get your fats in there, and I'm a beef guy. You know what I mean? I'm all about the beef. But either way, you know, I'm definitely gonna go smack a lot of that. You know, I don't know really what we got. I definitely got a lot of calories. I'll throw what I got on right now for the app. But for the most part, man, we're you know, we still got to eat a lot for the rest of the day, which, you know, I don't mind leaving it for the end of the day because that's pretty fun for me. I kind of get to do as I please. But either way, fellas, you know, best believe we'll be in an action-packed vid. We got to make up for last week. And, you know, all I can say is if you train insane, you know, actually, no. That doesn't ring too well. You know, train insane or stay the same. Just telling you. Either way, with that note, see you guys on the flip. You know, guys, that notification may not have been, you know, the Young LA tees, but at least you guys know they're coming. It was actually motorcycle parts because, yeah, I kind of leaned the bike up and the wind knocked it over. It was pretty windy the other day, and it snapped my clutch lever. So, you know, I got to fix that. But either way, fellas, you know, hey, you guys know what's coming in store. Best believe we're on that shit.
Hey, Laxer. Hey, check in. Hey. Do it on the muscle, I've been going real hard. Working out the muscle, I've been going real hard. Tell me how you feel, feels nothing to me. Spit a couple bars, now they think I'm hard. Heating up the studio, money coming in. Never gonna end, so I call a win. Late night I get high, see it in my eyes. Seen a lot of people fall, but I know I fall. Shout out bro, never sold to the cops. Holding down a chord, take a plea. Seems like a dream, made it out free. Shout out me. Put the check on the team cause they ride for me. Living life like a fantasy. Tell me what you need, baby, just a fan of me. Hey, hey, do it on the muscle, I've been going real hard. Working off the muscle, I've been going real hard. Tell me how you feel, feels nothing to me. Spit a couple bars, now they think I'm hard. Heating up the studio, money coming in, never gonna end, so I call a win. Owe it to a bro, sticking to the code. Back in Buffalo, never on the low. Alien in the clutch, got a duo like Diggs. Step aside like I'm Conway, getting my way. A lot of bitches praise, but it's just another day. Got it on lock, diamonds, I'm gon' rock. Do it on the muscle, I've been going real hard. Working off the muscle, I've been going real hard. Tell me how you feel, feels nothing to me. Spit a couple bars, now they think I'm hard. Heating up the studio, money coming in, never gonna end, so I call a win. Hey, yeah, so I call a win. Yeah, so I call a win. Yeah, and I call a win, and I do it again. Whipping in a 4-door, press up on a dash. Yeah, mama, hope I don't crash. Sorry. Yeah, woo. Whipping in the 4-door, press up on the dash. I really wanna crash when my night's getting high. I keep it on the low, she just clean my act up. No more liquor in my cup, I really can't relax. Unless she by my side, I'm still acting up. Chasing hundreds by the day, couple grand for the week. Grams equal grand, so I touch paper either way. Smoking so much dope, got a feeling keep a pull. Paranoia got me in a hole, never playing, keep that on my bro. If I fall, he's stepping like Nick Foles. My brother's never gonna fold under pressure, only rise to the plate, give a dog a bone. All those late nights in the studio and at home on the road, and we going non-stop. They all put disrespect on our name, but we rise and we never gonna stop. Whipping in the 4-door, press up on the dash. I really wanna crash when my night's getting high. I keep it on the low, she just clean my act up. No more liquor in my cup, I really can't relax. Unless she by my side, I'm still acting up. Chasing hundreds by the day, couple grand for the week. Grams equal grand, so I touch paper either way. Smoking so much dope, got a feeling keep a pull. Paranoia got me in a hole, never playing, keep that on my bro. If I fall, he's stepping like Nick Foles. My brother's never gonna fold under pressure, only rise to the plate, give a dog a bone.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to do an outro for the video, but you know, what a great video, guys. Freaking 405 hit, you know, a crazy great lift to start off the, you know, the whole week and stuff. But either way, fellas, you know, it all has to come to an end, but stick tuned for the next video, fellas. It's gonna be a banger, best believe. I'm actually recording that video today, because you know, it all just worked out that way. I'll explain if you guys see it in the next video. Stay tuned, like I said. You know what I mean? And if you made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. You know what I mean? And as always, fellas, stay hustling, stay grinding, stay focused. Peace out. See you guys in the next one.